Ask her. Hey, Doc, what are you looking for?
How long
Tactful.
have you been there? 20 minutes? You haven't.
What are you looking for?
Not looking for anything. You out looking for him?
Oh dear.
Where do you go?
So the tensions are ratcheting up. This is great continuing story.
On my own.
She's gonna have a blow
Why?
by the end of this
Why not with
episode.
us?
Interesting editing.
What's this?
Compensation for your weapon.
Answer her question.
I'm so glad they brought them up. Holy crap! They're just killing off all the old people this series.
No, guys, look at this little lot. Look at the state of that. That's the worst cake I've ever seen.
The hell?
I've been...
More of a canal? Where's
Why
your pride?
trying to rhyme?
Where's your respect for the
Was
rules?
Ten
I'm
legitimately
very
trying to
disappointed in
rhyme
you.
because he was whimsical like that?
So we will take over from here.
Negative.
Hate it when they do that.
Four, oh no!
Hang on, where's Graham?
I don't know.
Have you lost him?
He's not my responsibility. He's always a few steps behind. I've stopped checking.
4 minutes 30.
You haven't started yet. Come on.
He's literally your responsibility. So what's causing this?
Who is this? What's going on? Where am I and where are you?
What?
Neutralized. Coming to join you. You can get excited now. You missed me, right?
We met.
Still cheeky. Regeneration can change that. Gotta say, loving the gray at the temple. Kind of distinguished, yet still sexy. Oh, come here. How you been, Doctor?
Pay attention, because every word I'm about to say is true. There's a nasty bunch of alien police outside. They're pointing a highly dangerous cannon at this flat, and they'll fire it in about 4 minutes. I might be able to stop them, but I need
3
to
minutes
understand
40.
exactly.
Have you seen those things outside?
Yeah, and I've seen what they do, and that's why we're running. What are you doing? What is... What's happening out there?
Guess they want their ship back.
Well, this ain't your ship.
You think I choose this look? Doesn't even have a bar.
Little evasive action.
A night. Actually, that was a month.
Well, look, now you know who I am. Tell me who you are, why you've kidnapped me, and why you're after the doc. I mean, we're in the middle of something right now.
Captain Jack Harkness at your service. Me and the doc, we go way back. Steak.
Not he, she.
Oh, now you just riled him up.
This I gotta see.
Isolator blind, Captain. Prepare final warning missile.
Like this.
Find anything?
Few cash flow problems. Collection of old phones and keys.
Alex,
Fugitive. Negative. Explain.
I'm sorry it has to end this way. You got so close to escaping.
What? So he's not the
Faithful
fugitive.
companion.
So it must be Jack. Murder.
Do I have to spell it out for you?
Bastards. They better not tease it out where it's only at the end they reunite. It's like she gets scooped and was like, what the hell?
is that from Lee?
Oh, hello.
That is a violation of your contract.
Incorrect. Contract stated retrieval of fugitive. Fugitive identified.
Oh.
Biological shielding decrypted. Fugitive positive.
Me always.
Nanogenes.
Nanogenes.
Ah, nanogenes.
I gotta go.
That's
I
so
set a
cool.
scoop for return. It should take you back to where you were. Tell the doctor, the lone Cyberman, don't give it what it wants. At all costs. Tell her.
God damn it.
Are we stuck here now? Tell me about
Kind
you.
of feels like a bit of a waste of him. I hope they bring him back later this series. My God. Space Detective, this series.
Sure.
It's like Space Broadchurch.
We'll get a fire going.
She's triggered again. I'm liking the cinematography. It actually feels like a Broadchurch episode. Time Lord. She's a Time Lord. What?
You're probably a bit confused right now. I broke the glass. It's all come back to me.
This.
A chameleon circuit.
What is this?
That's my ship.
My mind's being blown right now. What? Classic console. So they're from parallel dimensions.
That's not possible. Unless it is. But what would that mean? Doesn't make sense. Stop doing that. Same brain. No.
Sharing one single brain cell.
Either I should know you or you should know me.
Doctor with a laser rifle. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of awesome. It's from an alternate dimension, parallel universe. That's what she would have regenerated into.
I thought I'd be angry when I saw you. Keep an eye on her.
Is she the Ronnie?
Contact.
Oh.
What did you see?
Oh, she's cold-blooded.
You sabotaged the gun.
No one has jurisdiction in interstellar space. So no laws and no
That's
crime.
like how
Isn't
the
that right,
international.
Doctor?
That shouldn't be accurate.
Yes.
I mean, that's like the international waters.
Who wants some?
The doctor never uses weapons.
Hey, what happened? Where you been? What happened to Ruth?
Give her a hug, man. Give her a hug.
What happened to us?
Captain Jack Hartman said hello.
What?
Beware the
Aww.
lone Cyberman. Do not let it have what it wants at all costs.
That's all he said.
Yeah, you got interrupted.
Who is he anyway?
Aww.
Whoever you were in the past or are in the future, we know who you are right now. Right?
Right.
The best person we know.
And whatever is coming for you, we'll be here. Because we're your mates.
Well, not just mates. Family.
Family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aww.
So, whether you want to go looking
She needed
for
to hear
whatever
all
trouble's
this.
coming, or whether you want to wait here and let it come to you, we'll be right here, by your side, like it or not, Doctor.
Oh, no.
I know what you're doing. Siding with them. Distracting me. You're doing this deliberately. Whoa. Multiple alerts across 3 continents here on Earth. Can't be connected. Unless they are. Quick look. Quick look. Let's go.
Oh my god, that was amazing. Wow. Where did this come from? I've been looking all over Tumblr, and it's nothing but just statements of like, oh, season 11 sucked, worst running storyline, and then there's this Chibnall saying like, you want a storyline? You want a storyline? I'll give you a storyline. It's like he threw everything at us. We got a continuing mystery. We got carry over characters. We got returning characters. We got running gags. I mean, what? Okay, calm down. Where do I start? How about with Captain Jack? Captain Jack. You'd kill me if I didn't talk about this immediately, but how? Why? It's all these new ideas that are coming forward, like time's converging on the Doctor. Are they speculating? I'm speculating. What if like there actually has been some sort of flux in the time stream, some sort of massive overarching change that caused the Doctor to things to just change in this universe? Apparently, Chibnall's come out and saying the Doctor, or call it Dr. Ruth, is not a parallel universe Doctor. Pity, because that would have actually added up, but also answered a lot of questions, but also carry over a lot of existing lore that happened. But it does start to make sense. Why does no one remember the Daleks? Why is UNIT suddenly underpowered? Why is all these things happening? I'm liking it. I think everyone's really starting to get on board. Like, they're saying, this is what we wanted. This is what season 11 was lacking. And the more I see of this series, the more I'm thinking, yeah, wow, season 11 really does not hold up. I mean, other than the Demons in Punjab and Rosa and the New Year's Dalek resolutions, that first series wasn't really as impressive as I remember. And that's a hard thing to acknowledge, to admit when you're spent so long defending it. Yeah, it's not as bad as you think. Well, it's not as bad as you think, but it's not half bad, but it's not half good either. It was just average, which is an unfortunate thing to have to admit. But eventually, you have to come to a point where you're like, yeah, it wasn't as great as this season. And my gosh. Now, of course, I have some takeaways here or there. I mean, at first I thought this was going to be a very cluttered episode, but then I realised they actually are going to do that whole weaving narrative. The fact that they brought in the Master again, they brought in Gallifrey Destruction, the fact that the Time Lord's coming back, the fact that this Doctor is still out there and she's going to be causing some sort of havoc. That's an interesting notion. You'd think the Doctor would run into himself or themselves. You think the Doctor would run into themselves the more well-traveled they are. You think they're like, oh hey, I was here once before. Oh yeah, there I am. Look, there I am. I'm right over there. And yeah, it's weird to think that it's apparently a past life of the Doctor. Now, on one hand, I'm not opposed to the fact that they got this actress player and they're trying to introduce this new storyline, this new mystery element to it. I thought, okay, they're going to keep us interested. What's happening? The issue I have is they're kind of taking apart a bit of the lore. I'm guessing I'm starting to see why a lot of people have a bit of issue with something like say the current day Star Wars, where they decided to play around with the lore a bit and decided to introduce new elements out of the blue and like, why wasn't this previously explored? It's like, well, it's different here, I suppose. It's introducing new elements of lore, but it's also heavily contrasted with something that was like deeply seated in a character's motivation. The 11th Doctor was the last of his regeneration cycle. The fact that they actually had to go they retconned it where he actually did have a regeneration before number 9 and after number 8, to where he became the War Doctor. It's like, and the fact that they did acknowledge that the 10th Doctor did regenerate and it still counted. Because I like that whole assembly of the Doctors. Like, there was a cause and effect of each Doctor progressing from one to the next. Now, maybe it might answer that whole Missy quote where she was saying, like, I knew Dr. Ersa's little girl. It's like, Oh, right. So is this like the Doctor before before they became William Hartnell's Doctor, the first Doctor, as we know it? Like, is there some sort of like precursor Gallifreyan before they transcend into a Time Lord, at which point they regenerate and become a new person? And that's a fascinating concept. I mean, if that's the way it's going, then all the more power to it. That would explain the Doctor's renegade tendencies. The fact that from the start, the Doctor was always this vengeful sort of gun-toting warrior type, then became the Doctor as like a promise, as like saying, I reject my past. I'm no longer that person. I'm going to become a new entity. And in effect, that actually worked because it actually comes over to the fact that it comes over to the fact that the Doctor probably wouldn't remember that past of themselves, because maybe that's what becoming a Time Lord is. It's completely rejecting Gallifreyan origins. It's very elitist. It's like an elitist mindset. You forget where you come from, and therefore you can only be who you are from now on. And that sort of like really does transcend the whole continuum of the notion of the Master saying everything we know is a lie, as in staring at the untempered schism not only breaks your mind, but it also really transforms an individual into something new. And if it's going to piss, I bet it's going to piss off a lot of Doctor Who purists and a lot of male fans. It's going to piss off a lot of fans of the original series when they reveal, turns out the Doctor was a woman from the very beginning. Everything afterwards, it was just transitioned to a male character. And they're like, no, he was always male. Like, it's just a character. You know, you don't need to make a big song and dance about how they were originally this or that. And I like how understated a lot of these things were. Now, there's also nice little bits here or there with the companions. I liked the fact that I get to meet Captain Jack, and they're actually having good interactions with him. I thought, oh, hey, that's fun, which is a pity, because they were barely used. Kind of a transition from Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror, when they were discussing between each other, you know, when they were each doing something. You know, Ryan and Graham were actually interacting with the technology, or bantering with Dorothy, or Edison, or Tesla. You know, they were involved in interacting with the other characters, but they're also trying to do something like Yaz was actually trying to help Tesla or build stuff with him, or Graham and Ryan were actually taking up the stance of like, let's fight off the hordes. And part of me just feels like they took a step back here, where instead now they're not as proactive. And that I do take a bit of issue with the fact that, well, a good story, surprisingly good story, it's at the sacrifice of the characters. I had no build-up. I had no spoilers. Before I watched it, I sort of just expecting like, oh, it's just like a home invasion, sort of like 11th hour thing where the police are coming to Earth and everyone's trapped inside, and there's this one alien that's stuck on the planet. No, I had no idea that this actress is going to be brought in to play another version of the Doctor. I had no idea that John Barrowman was going to be here as a cameo. And sorry if made your ears burst with my squeal. I was not expecting Captain Jack, and I was so happy to see him back. The nanogenes, his pansexuality, the fact that he's hopelessly sexualized, and man, he looks old. He looks drawn. He looks so tired. I don't mean that I like Jaron Barrowman. I mean like Captain Jack. I mean, he looks like, I've been doing this shtick for years. I want to slow down, man. And it's like, yeah, poor Captain. What? Considering everything he's been through from the 456, the fact that, you know, he ran Torchwood and half of his team died or left him, or people were dying around him. Man, he must have suffered. Initially I was a bit peeved that I thought like, oh, come on, you're not going to take Jack away from us now. But then they're saving him. They're going to save him for the end of the series, which is good. Because I thought it was a bit rushed there at the end when I thought, oh man, she's moping. She's just sort of like this mind-blowing moment for her to realize I've actually been transformed by this experience. This is only, hey, Captain Jack called. Captain Jack? Yeah. And it feels like she just dropped the emotion that she was carrying. Like, at the beginning, it was cool that she was sort of this emotional bit of a wreck. Like, oh man, this is really weighing on my conscience. Or how at the end she was like saying, I can't do this. You know, we're together, but we're not. I don't really feel like we're a family. And it's like, I'm so happy that they stood up for her and they stood up to her. Don't just drop us like that. We're your family. We standing by you, and we stand you. Hope they do more of these little desperate moments where she's struggling to overcome something, and they're standing by her all the way. Because I think this episode has pretty much cemented it's on the right path. I think Doctor Who's coming back. Viewing ratings or not, the storyline has improved, and the characters are on their way. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. If you like this videos, please subscribe for more content, or leave a like if you prefer, and comment if you have any updates or pinpoints you have for me. Also, please check out these other videos I put up recently. I'd like to get my content out there as much as possible. Thanks guys.